that? That is a live view right now at the top of one of the local landmarks in the area where I live. And you can see there are some people walking along the top of the hill. So there you can see there is snow because yesterday, yes, we had a lot of snow yesterday. Did you see my rather unusual live stream yesterday? Well, if you didn't, you can watch it again because it is available. Anyway, enough of yesterday because now we are here today. Yes, it is English Addict coming to you live from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, England. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today. I don't know why. I think yesterday, because I was outside talking to you in the freezing cold weather, I think the cold weather from yesterday, the cold air, has actually affected my voice because it feels very rough today. I don't know why. Anyway, for those who are wondering what I am doing, why am I here? Why are any of us here when you think about it? It's a very interesting question, but maybe one for another time. My name is Duncan. I talk about English. I teach English. I talk about all sorts of subjects connected to English and also lots of subjects connected to this crazy thing called life. Talking of crazy things, we are coming towards the end of what many people have described as a very crazy year. 2020 is coming to an end. Tomorrow will be the final day of this actual year. Is there anything I could say, anything at all I could say about 2020 that hasn't already been said? I don't think so. I don't think it's possible to say anything new about this year. I really don't think so. But I am enjoying the view outside. That is cheering me up. Look at that. It's lovely. There is the view outside at the moment. The sun is now shining, and yes, there is still a lot of snow on the ground around where I live. So that is a very famous landmark called the Wrekin. Wrekin. And you can see at the top at the moment there are lots of people enjoying the snow. I think some of them are sliding down the side of the hill with maybe their sled. A sled. What is a sled, Mr. Duncan? It is a type of thing that you sit on and it allows you to slide down. There you can see there are some people now at the top of the hill sliding down. I have a feeling that they might actually be skiing. So maybe they've taken their skis to the top of the Wrekin. But yes, that is right now a view looking out of my window over towards the Wrekin. And yes, we have had so much snow. Yesterday we had quite a heavy fall of snow. So there it is out of the window. We might take another look at that a little bit later on. Meanwhile, we have other things to be getting on with. This is the final English Addict of 2020. There are no more for this year. This is the final one. The next time I see you here on YouTube, it will be next year. So I won't be back on YouTube until next year. But don't worry about that because it's only Sunday. So next Sunday I will be with you, and yes, it will be a brand new year. Oh my goodness. So I will see you on Sunday. However, we still have lots of things to talk about today. I am with you today. We have Mr. Steve. We will be looking at some embarrassing photographs. Oh, I will be showing you a photograph of Mr. Steve with hair. Can you believe it? Yes, all of that coming up. We also have the sentence game as well. We will be looking out of the window because there is snow everywhere around me. And I'm feeling rather excited about that, to be honest. We have made it halfway through another week. And of course, we are approaching the end of another month. And also, we are approaching the end of yet another year. Yes, it's Wednesday. I have a feeling there won't be many fireworks going off. Now, traditionally, of course, people will often celebrate the new year as it arrives. So quite often you will have fireworks, some big displays, maybe crowds of people will gather together to see in the new year. However, I think this year things will be slightly different. And yes, we all know why. So I have a feeling that this year there won't be many firework displays, not many parties. Maybe families will be getting together in small groups. But yes, most people will not be seeing in. They will not be welcoming the new year in a group, which is very unusual. Now, traditionally, can I just say, normally, Steve and myself, we normally stand outside the house and we like to watch all of the firework displays around the area. If you know where I live, you know that I'm very high up, so I can see everything. I can look across the landscape, and if lots of people are letting off fireworks, then I can see them, you see. I have a lovely view from my front door. So normally we will stand and watch all of the fireworks as the new year arrives. I think this year we will be very disappointed. I don't think there will be many people letting off fireworks this year as we approach a new year. Are you excited? Are you? We are all keeping our fingers crossed that next year will be a little bit better for all of us, but we will have to wait and see, you see. So this time next year, we will all know how well 2021 went. It all remains to be seen. Thank you to the live chat. Oh, we have the live chat. I mustn't forget the live chat. Hello to everyone watching at the moment. All around the world, in many parts of the world, we have, oh, hello, Luis Mendez. Guess what, Luis? You are first on today's live chat. Fancy pants. So well done, Luis. You are first on today's live chat. Congratulations. Also, we have Tomek, Vitas, Sandra Gonzalez is here, Mosen. We also have Hiroko, Sally, Mosen again. We also have Gia. Hello, Gia Roy. And thank you very much for sending me your little snowman. I do appreciate it. Well, it might be a snowman. It might be a snow lady. You see, you have to be very careful nowadays. You cannot use pronouns, even with human figures created from snow. You have to be very careful. I do not want to offend anyone. If it's human beings, animals, or things made of snow. So I don't want to offend anyone. Hello, Palmyra. Also, we have Jean. Hello, Jean, who says bonjour. A big bonjour to you as well. Thank you for joining me today. Also, we have Louis Munoz. Hello to you as well. I'm sure I've mispronounced your name, for which I apologise. Some people last week, by the way, were a little bit confused by my sentence game. Last week, a lot of people have asked, Duncan, what was the sentence game last week? The last one that you showed us. What did it have to do with weather? Because we don't know what it was. The word last week was pressure. You see? Pressure. So the word that was missing from one of last week's sentence games was the word pressure. So quite often we will talk about pressure when we are talking about the weather. So you have high pressure and you can have low pressure. So that type of occurrence can quite often determine how well or how good the weather will be, or how bad the weather will be. You see? So that I hope I've cleared up that confusion for everyone. Belarusia is here as well. Nice to see you back, and thank you for joining me yesterday as well. I did a live stream yesterday in the garden. Can I just say I was freezing cold. I was so cold outside. I think it is one of the hardest things to do. A lot of people say to me, they say, Duncan, is it easy? Is it easy doing this? Can I just say, normally it's not too bad. So if I'm in the studio, all comfortable and warm and snuggly, it's not too bad. But if I'm outside and it's cold, wet, and my body is freezing cold, then it is not so easy. So I hope that answers your question. Hello also to Blanca. Hello, Blanca, watching. Oh, can I say hello to Mexico? Hello, Mexico. Nice to see you here as well. Sally. Sally. Hello to you. I have missed watching you a lot. Welcome back, Sally. Thank you for joining me today. We also have Sandra, who says thank you very much to all of the moderators. Yes, we have some lovely moderators who always join on the live chat, and also they make sure that everyone is happy, and they make sure that everyone is being nice to each other. Isn't that lovely? So yes, a big thank you to all of the lovely moderators for your great work during 2020. Hello also to GX. We have Florence. Hello, Florence. Florence is saying, oh, I wish you all a very happy new year. Do you have any plans? So normally at this time of year, people will start making plans. They will make arrangements. Maybe they will have some goals for the future. So the following year, quite often people will make plans for that year. So I suppose a good question would be, what are your goals? What are your resolutions for 2021? Do you have any goals? Is there anything that you want to do next year? Maybe something you didn't do this year. Maybe something you've always wanted to do. One of the common ones, I suppose, people often start thinking about their health. They will think, I think in 2021 I am going to get fit. So I think that is one of them. What's that? Am I doing that? I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. But yes, do you have any resolutions, any plans? What are your goals for 2021? One of my plans is to stay alive during 2021. Last year, I didn't make that plan because I didn't think I had to. But this year, one of my goals is to stay alive. I hope I make it through the year. Marco says, my plan for next year is to speak English fluently. Fluent. I love that word. It sounds like a nice word to say, and it feels nice when you say it. Fluent. You can be fluent. It means you know something very well. You are able to do something confidently. You do it with confidence. You do it fluently. You have knowledge of a certain thing, and you have the confidence to do it, and do it well. What other plans if not to stay at home? I suppose so. I think for some people, especially here in England, I have a feeling that during January of 2021, I think a lot of people are going to be staying at home again. That's all I'm saying for now. Don't mention it to Mr. Steve, because it's a very sensitive subject with Steve. Hello to Sally. Mr. Duncan, I have already graduated from the Faculty of Business Administration. So did that happen this year? So during 2020, did you graduate from the Faculty of Business Administration? Congratulations for that. And I hope for you, 2021 will be a super duper year. I really do. Atyaf says, oh my goodness, Mr. Duncan, you look so different. You look like someone else. Really? No, I am definitely Duncan. I am Mr. Duncan, the English teacher, that crazy guy with the camera. Hello, Sam. Oh, hello, Sam. Sam has a plan for next year. I am hoping that I can visit England and go to the Palace Theatre and see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Yes, of course, there was a show that was running before everything changed. Yes, at the Palace Theatre. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child playing next year. Hopefully it will be, and I hope you get a chance to come to England, because England is quite a nice place. Look outside right now. It's lovely outside. It's cold, but it's also very nice as well. You can see there are lots of people in the distance. They are enjoying the snow. And now the sun has come out as well. So it looks rather nice outside. So that is the view. Right now from my window, you can see lots of people are playing in the snow and having a rather nice time as well. I like it. I wish I could go outside now and join them, but I can't, unfortunately. Sandra, hello Sandra. My goal is to improve my English level, improve or learn English, or improve English, or improve my English. So you could say, my goal for next year is to improve my English. My level at the moment is B1 or B2. I need to improve to learn more, Mr. Duncan. Well, you are in the right place. As I said yesterday when I was talking outside in the garden, in the snow yesterday, I did mention that one of the secrets to learning English is to keep doing it and not give up. And also try to make English part of your life. Try to make English something that is part of your everyday life. Something you do every day. And as we all know in life, the more you do something, the more you enjoy it. And the more you enjoy it, the better you become at it. And the better you become, the more you enjoy it. And then it goes on and on and on. So good luck with whatever you are doing next year. I hope 2021 will be a good year for you. I really do. Oh yes, Sally says, I graduated this year. Congratulations. So I would imagine now you are making plans to begin your career, your chosen career. So good luck with that. Hello to the man. Hello, the man. How are you doing? I am new on your channel and I have become a super fan of you. Thank you very much. It's very nice to see you here. Where are you? Where are you watching at the moment? Please let me know. I'm always interested to find out where you are. Hello also to Chayapon. Chayapon, my resolution for next year is to improve my British pronunciation and pass the TOEIC exam. There are many different types of exam you can take. Of course, the most recognised are the IELTS and the TOEIC. So they are often exams that you have to take to prove that your level of English is good enough for you to travel to other countries, or maybe study in other countries, or perhaps work in other countries. Hello also to Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Jessica Ortiz. Thank you very much for coming on here today to say hello. Tomek. Hello, Tomek. Tomek says, my goal for the upcoming year is to see my parents and keep learning new things. I hope you all get a chance to see those who are nearest and dearest to you next year, including myself. I'm really hoping that I will be able to go and visit my mother, who is at the moment in care. But during these strange times, I have not been able to do it. I've not been allowed to visit my mother. So I hope next year that will be something that will improve in my personal life. Hello, Christina. I am aware that it is not easy at this time, but I would like to change your career. Well, you might be surprised. One of the things I love talking about is how sometimes a bad situation can turn into a good situation. So sometimes when you have adversity, I like that word, adversity. The word adversity means problems, difficulty, things that become obstacles in front of you, difficulty, hardship. They are all types of adversity. So I sometimes find that when things go badly, when things don't go right, sometimes you can find new opportunities. I know it sounds strange, but sometimes bad situations, bad moments, adversity can sometimes push you in a different direction. And maybe that direction is something that you feel comfortable with, or maybe something you enjoy doing. So you never know. Pratik Shaya. Mr. Duncan, I have completed my graduation and now I am going to pursue my post-graduation course in political science. Wow. That is a big subject, by the way. And I suppose also political science would be something that is very relevant nowadays. People have become very aware of all of the politics, all of the different types of opinion, all of the different ways of thinking that people have. So not only governments, not only people in power, but also the average person as well. The average person. I think we've all become more aware of politics, not only in our own countries, but also in other people's countries as well. I think so. Hello to, can I say hello to Mamit? Mamit says, I have a big goal I want to send my daughter to study in your country. Your country is pretty and nice and you are very kind. Thank you very much. I love living in England. I always feel lucky. Now, this is something I've said before, and I've said it many times. I always feel lucky. I never forget that. I realise that living in England is quite a nice thing. Well, at the moment it is. I'm not sure how good it will be after the 1st of January, but we will have to wait and see. But yes, I like living in England, even though I did spend many years living away. I did live in another country for many years as well. Luis Mendez says, my goals for next year is to keep myself and also my wife in good health. I think so. I would also like to think in English. I suppose we can't speak a language well if we need to translate it in our head. Well, this is a big subject, and this is something I've talked about before. In fact, I have a full English lesson coming up in a moment, and in that lesson I talk about some of the difficulties that people have when learning English. So that is coming very soon, because Mr. Steve is going to be joining us in a few moments. But first, as I said, here is an excerpt from one of my full English lessons. And then after this, we have Mr. Steve joining us live in the studio. We still have the sentence game, and also we have some embarrassing photographs to look at, including Mr. Steve with hair. Hi everybody, and I mean everybody, and welcome to another full English lesson. I have so many things to show you today, we have no time to do the introduction. You might say that I'm pressed for time. I'm working against the clock. I'm on a tight schedule. I don't have much time. So without any more hanging about, let's get on with today's full English lesson, which will start around about now. What is the hardest part of learning English? Is it the learning of new words? Maybe the grammar used in English is what leaves you the most confused. Perhaps you feel too shy to use English in front of other people. Learning anything new can be quite daunting. You might feel intimidated by all the new words, all of the grammar rules, and even after you have mastered those, then you have to use the language with other people. I think it would be fair to say that speaking a new language for the first time might make you feel nervous. But there is no need to fear, as this is completely normal. If you want to improve your spoken English, then why not practice doing it by yourself? Speaking in front of other people can be very scary. So first of all, you need to get used to the idea of doing it. It may seem like a strange thing to do, but practicing in front of a mirror is a great way to build some of that initial confidence. Get used to your own mannerisms and ways of showing what you are saying. Facial expressions and body language are just as important as the words you are saying. Conversation relies as much on eye contact and body movement as the things being said. If you happen to have one of these wonderful devices, or one of these wonderful devices, then you are well on your way to improving your vocal technique. Using a recording device can help you to get accustomed or used to the sound of your own voice. It might feel a little strange hearing yourself at first, but after a while you will begin to enjoy it and your confidence will slowly build. I suggest you start off with some simple words and sentences, and as you listen to the sound of your own voice, you will be able to hear where there may be some problems.
One common problem which can arise concerns the speed of your speech. There is no need to rush what you are saying. Give the listener a chance to hear your words. Of course, you must also speak clearly, so don't rush and don't mumble. Once you feel confident enough, you can move on to speaking with other people. Get a few of your friends together, or members of your family, or even your classmates to listen. This will allow you to get used to speaking in front of other people, and over time, your confidence will grow. If you have no one to practice with, why not join an English language group? If there isn't one, why not create your own? It's time to take a look at another buzzword. A buzzword is a word or phrase that is popular during a certain period, or is often used generally. Today's buzzword is publicity stunt. The phrase publicity stunt refers to an action carried out to gain attention whilst creating public reaction. To perform an action or say something for the sole purpose of creating attention, which in turn creates publicity for those responsible, is a publicity stunt. The attention sought can be either good or bad. Even bad publicity can generate business. An outrageous comment or an action that provokes criticism might in fact be nothing more than a publicity stunt. Of course, not all attempts for attention are bad. A promotion for a new movie or a message posted on a billboard that creates confusion or intrigue might also be just some very clever publicity stunt. The main purpose of a publicity stunt is to gain as much attention as possible, in as many ways as possible. The word publicity describes the action of promoting a product or an event for commercial gain. The word stunt shows that the thing gaining the attention was planned and choreographed for the purpose of publicity.
There it was, an excerpt from one of my full English lessons. And of course, don't forget there are many video lessons on my YouTube channel. They are all available for you to watch. And yes, don't forget, they are also completely 100% free. Aha.
Hello to everybody. Hello, Mr. Duncan.
Look.
Yes, here I am yet again.
Would you like some applause?
Well, I think I was here yesterday. Can if you want, go on.
Yes, well, you know, last week I forgot to give you your applause last week. So this week we will have applause for Mr. Steve. Can everyone stand up? Stand up. And can we have a giant, big, huge round of applause for Mr. Steve?
Well, I would say clap after I've done something.
Yes.
Would be the best approach.
Well, I think these applause, you see, are given in anticipation. So they are waiting for something great.
I don't want to let anyone down, Mr. Duncan.
I don't think so. Anyway,
yes,
we have something very important to talk about because tomorrow it is the end of 2020. The end of 2020 tomorrow.
And a lot of people have been saying on the live chat what their New Year's resolutions are or what they would like to achieve in 2021.
Yes.
Can I read out a few of them, Mr. Duncan?
You are more than welcome.
Yes, well, Zanib, wants to buy a new car in 2021. Now, of course,
Wait.
I am very interested in learning what car you would like to buy.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask the same question. What is the car? So is there a particular model of car? Maybe a small car? I know a lot of people these days, Steve, are actually not even bothering with their cars because they can't actually go anywhere. So I would imagine this year, when I say this year, I mean 2020, I would imagine that the sales of cars has dropped dramatically.
They have dropped, actually. They have dropped quite significantly, I think, because people are thinking, if I'm not doing high mileage anymore, I might as well keep hold of the car I've got.
Yes.
But of course, so a lot of people are sort of tied into leases now, personal leases with cars. It's a very popular way to buy a car. I think 70% of all cars in this country are sold on a personal lease.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about company cars. I'm talking about private purchase. People put down a small cash deposit and then pay so much a month over normally 3 years.
Okay.
And then after that, they have the option of giving the car back, paying for what's outstanding on the car, or just giving the car back and getting a new one.
Yeah, it's interesting. But when you sign up for that, I suppose it's a little bit like signing a contract. You have to then keep the car for those maybe 3 years. You have to keep it.
I think generally you can get out of it. There could be some financial penalties, but certainly in the UK now, that is the most popular way to buy a car. People don't go out anymore and just pay cash for a car or take out a bank loan or hire purchase. They now do these, they call them PCPs. It's something you set up with the dealership, and you have to give them a cash deposit, as I say, and then pay so much a month. So it's a bit like hire purchase, but you don't have to. You can give it back after 3 years and get a new one.
Yeah, but what's interesting there as well is you might see someone driving around in a brand new car, but they might not actually own that car.
Well, I would say most brand new cars you see on the road are not owned outright. People don't go out and take cash out of their bank to buy a new car. I don't think they really ever have that much, but because it's just a lot of money to take out of your savings, and then you could keep the savings in there, earn some interest, although probably not now, and then but to get into a new car now is much easier than it used to be. But I'm sure you don't want to talk about cars, Mr.
No, that's
Duncan.
okay. I thought that was actually an interesting point, because I would imagine there are people now who are using their car a lot less than they used to do. So I think so. Any more messages?
Yes, a lot of people have said that they just want to learn better English, which is good. This is the best place to be.
The best place. You might not
Mr. Duncan.
You might not realise that this is the best place, because we are the best kept secret on YouTube. Did you know that? So because you are here, did you know that you are in a very exclusive place? Exclusive. So I'm not everywhere on YouTube. So this is a very special place with a select number of people watching. So this is a very you are very privileged to be here, because YouTube likes to keep all of this a secret, don't they, Steve?
Yes, they like to. Yes, they only like you to be seen by a very small number of people, it seems.
Yes.
Zainib, sorry, I've mentioned. Sorry, Mainit wants to send their daughter to study in the UK this year.
Yes.
Which I thought would be very interesting. We have somebody new on at the moment. The man from India is new to the channel.
I was wondering, because I did say hello to the man earlier, but I didn't know where he was. So hello to the man in India, and welcome. You are very welcome here.
New to your channel, Mr. Duncan.
Brilliant.
So what are your New Year's resolutions, Mr. Duncan? Have you thought of any that you want to...
I did mention mine earlier. My biggest resolution for 2021 is to stay alive. I think that's a pretty good one. Now, last year, at the end of last year, I didn't really worry about that, because we didn't have anything going on, you see. But this year, I would just like to stay healthy and alive. I think that's a pretty good thing to aim for, considering.
The problem I often find with New Year's or New Year resolutions is that you make them in that period between Christmas and New Year, when you've got time to think, write down all these goals that you'd like to achieve, because they're goals really, aren't they? New Year's resolutions,
Yes.
they're goals in a way. But of course what happens is that you then go back to work, family, lots of other things, day to day, running of your life and just living take over, and those goals, those resolutions tend to fade away. And then you reach the end of the year and you think, I didn't really achieve them.
No.
So I don't really set them anymore. I've decided this year I'm not going to set any.
You know what my theory is as well with resolutions or making goals as the new year arrives is sometimes I think if you don't reach them, you can actually feel worse. It can actually make you feel maybe as if you failed or if you've let yourself down. So sometimes having goals can have the opposite effect. If you don't reach all of them, you might actually end up feeling worse because you haven't reached those goals. So if you are making resolutions, keep them, make them sensible. Don't try to overreach. Don't try to do too much, because if you don't succeed, then you will feel worse. So I think sometimes it is very easy to overreach or overstretch yourself, and then sometimes that can have the opposite effect.
Yes, and I've made the mistake of making too many New Year resolutions. So I think the secret is to have just a few, maybe one or two, and then make them achievable within a relatively short time frame. I think you need to have goals. You need to have long-term goals and then short-term goals, and then you've got to look at them every day. I think you've got to have them in front of you there by your computer, and every day you read them. It's no good writing them down and then putting them in a drawer and forgetting about them.
Don't make your plans and then hide them away, because then there is a good chance that you will forget about them.
Lewis at VTAS apparently is saying that their mother is 100 years old. Lewis is asking the question.
Really?
Is it true, VTAS?
VTAS, is your mother 100 years old? That's incredible.
Yes, tell us if that's true.
Wow.
I don't know where that message has come from. I haven't seen it.
Well, Steve's mother is not far behind, and that's all I can say. That's it. It's a bit like, I didn't realise that apparently some people don't like revealing their ages, like Mr. Steve, for example. He doesn't like talking about his age,
I don't mind.
Especially in 2021.
I'm not that bothered. It doesn't bother me.
I know, I'm joking.
Oh, my mother, it does though.
Yes. Well,
I think to a lot of people, when they get over a certain age, they don't want to reveal.
Yes.
You've got two types of people who like to celebrate their age.
Yes.
And have a big party. Look, I've reached 80 or 90. Some people like to celebrate that, but other people like to hide away and pretend it's not happening. But
Yes.
I don't think that's a good approach, because you are the age you are. Nothing you can do about
No.
it. You may as well celebrate it.
Yes. Have fun with it.
Have fun. Who cares what people know about you, what your age is? Doesn't matter.
I'm just glad to wake up every morning, to be honest. When I wake up in the morning, I always have a smile on my face, because I think,
That's not true.
I have another day. I have another day to live this wonderful thing called life. And I always think about all of the people that didn't wake up this morning and will never see life again. So I always think, yes, grasp life, take hold of it, grasp life, and enjoy it. Get on with it, even if you are 25, 35, or even 55.
Yes, Vita, sorry to hear that. Your mother actually died 2 years ago. She was 88, she would have been 90. So my mother was born in 1930 as well.
Huh.
So, and the same month, in fact.
Really?
Yes, the same month as Vitas's mother. My mother was born in the same month, in the same year.
It's very strange with you,
December
because
1930.
Because your mother and your sister, their birthdays are very close to each other.
They are. They're only a few days apart.
It's very unusual that. So it's December for Steve. Please have pity on Steve, because for Steve, December is very busy. He has to get Christmas presents. He has to
my
get
mother and my sister.
He has to get birthday presents.
For my mother and my sister.
So
and Christmas present for you.
And
But in a way,
for me as well.
in a way, I don't actually mind, because then it's all over for the year. I don't have to worry about my mother's birthday,
Oh yes.
my sister's birthday, because I know that in that short period of time at the end of December, I have to get everything, and then it's done. I can just forget about it then. I've only got to worry about Mother's Day and your birthday,
Yeah.
and that's it now for
I
me.
know. I'm the awkward one, you see. I'm awkward because my birthday is right in August. So Steve can't relax, you see, during the summer months because he's worried. He's trying to think, what shall I buy Duncan for his birthday? We've got some embarrassing photographs to look at later on.
Ooh.
But
Abdul Qadir is in Somalia.
hello Somalia.
Have we had anybody watching us from Somalia before?
Is that Somalia or Somaliland? Because I don't think they're the same thing.
Well, it says Somalia,
Okay then.
and there's a picture. There's a picture there of a flag by the look of it, which looks like a blue flag. Is that a? Can't see the flag. It's not big enough for me to be able to see.
It looks like a blue.
Looks like a white cross.
Yes, maybe a white cross or just a white circle. It's hard
Yes.
to see. It's very small, you see, on our screen. That's the reason why. Anyway, Steve, we had a photograph sent to us.
Mike says, it's very sad to say my goal for 2021 is to survive.
Is it sad?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I mean, let's assume. Well, I think you need to assume you're going to survive,
Yeah.
and then, if your goal is just to stay alive,
Yeah.
I mean that would indicate that you're living in a world of peril.
Well, yes,
And that the only, because if all you think about is survival,
we are.
But if all you think about is survival,
So
we hope to not worry about survival.
Steve, have you seen the news recently?
Yeah, but you're isolated here in Much Wenlock.
But we have more to deal with here in England because we've got the bug, and also we've got Brexit. You see? So on January the 1st, everything's going to change here in the UK. So that's why, you see, I'm hoping that I'm still here a year from now for many reasons, not just one. Many. I think it's a good goal.
Yeah, no, yeah, but you've got to, if you're living in the jungle,
Well, I have other goals.
and there's the chance of being eaten by a lion,
I want to.
or being burnt to death by the sun, or
What?
or being attacked by a snake.
Sorry, who's being burnt to death?
Well, I'm just saying, we don't have many perils where we live that could, you don't need to wake up in the morning. Am I going to survive today? Oh, what could happen? Because nothing really is going to happen.
No.
So let's have some more sort of advanced goals, I think.
Okay.
Something that sort of is doing what humans can do when their basic needs are taken care of.
Okay.
Shelter, food, warmth. They're the three sort of basic needs. Once they're taken care of, we can then think about doing other things, like your YouTube channel, for example,
Okay
Mr.
then.
Duncan.
Well, I'm doing this anyway.
Yes.
This is hardly a goal.
Well, it is. You want to keep going, and you want to improve, and you want to. What about doubling the number of viewers in 2021?
Here's a good one. Here we go. Steve,
Yes.
if I can keep your attention for more than 14
Oh,
seconds.
I'm here.
Steve,
Yes.
2021. 1 million subscribers.
Right.
How's that? That's a good one. So 2021, I want my YouTube channel to have 1 million subscribers.
A billion or a million or a million.
Well, not a billion.
A billion.
That's
Well, go for a bit. It's going to get to a million anyway, isn't it?
I felt good about 1 million, but now your stupid suggestion has made that seem crap. A billion?
A million subscribers. But will it get to there anyway, or will you have
No.
to put some effort in for it to get there?
Well, it's taken 14 years, so There is the clue. It might take another 14 years.
How many subscribers have you got at the moment, Mr. Duncan?
I have approaching, I think it's around 900. It's around 900,000.
Oh, well, so 100,000 in a year probably would be a realistic goal.
Yes.
Seeing as it's taken you 14 years to get to 900,000,
Yes.
adding another 100,000 in a year would be quite an achievement. But I think that's good. I think that would be very good, Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
That's your goal. So you need about 9,000 a month, don't you?
Well, I'm not going to work it out that exact because YouTube is a fickle place. YouTube is a place where you cannot guarantee success. A lot of people come onto YouTube and they start their channel and they think that they will get success straight away. But can I just say, success is not guaranteed on YouTube, even if a person appears to be successful. A lot of people think that we are successful. They see this as success. Isn't it strange? And yet, really, in my eyes, we're not really successful. We do have a very lovely, loyal viewership. But I wouldn't say that we're successful.
I think you are, Mr. Duncan. Don't put yourself down.
No, I'm not. I'm being realistic. That my point is, on YouTube, the illusion of success can quite often be there, even if there is very, very little else happening.
I think you need to grow a pair of very large breasts, Mr. Duncan.
Well, how do
Shave
you
your beard off,
How do you know I'm not?
and then you will attract more viewers.
I might have a nice pair
Seems
of
to be
breasts.
the way forward.
Yes. Okay.
But anyway, so yes.
Okay, that's taken us into a bit of a corner.
Well, I mean, yes.
Anyway.
1 million viewers by the end of 2021.
Yes, or
So-
well, not the end. Maybe halfway. Anyway, Steve, we have so many things to do. Oh my
Good.
goodness! Do you remember last week?
No.
We were,
I can't remember yesterday. That last week.
that is true. Do you remember last week we were talking about food, and we had a lovely message from Valentina, who has sent a picture of her donuts.
Oh, look at that.
Look at those. Now,
Valentina. Is Valentina on today?
I haven't seen Valentina. I haven't seen her today, but thank you very much, Valentina, for the photograph. But apparently these are not fried. I don't know how you cook them, so I'm very interested to find out, how do you actually make your donuts if you don't fry them? So how do you do that? Do you bake them? Maybe Valentina bakes them in the oven.
Maybe, yes. I mean, in the UK, we would classify a donut as being bread dough, that is fried,
Yes, you normally
deep fried.
deep fry.
So
So
obviously, it has different. A donut can be described in many ways. It looks like a donut. It's got a hole in the middle, and it looks like there's sort of some kind of jam in there or jelly in the middle. They're probably delicious. And are you on Valentina, was it, did you say?
yes,
We'd like to know what you put in the middle.
yes.
Or it looks like...
Oh,
fruit.
Valentina is here.
Oh, yes.
Valentina. Hello, Valentina. I hope you're the same Valentina. It might be another Valentina, you see.
But, yes.
Thank you very much, Valentina, for sending the photograph of your donuts. And can I just say, it's made me very hungry.
And she says that you are very successful because you have built a large and lovely community, which is true.
Yes.
And loyal community.
I
This
suppose-
is a community.
I agree. I don't disagree with that.
We often say that. And I think that's what we should be thankful for. What you
I
should
am
be thankful
thankful.
for. Oh, I know you are, but
I'm
wonderful.
I'm not talking about being thankful or ungrateful. I'm talking about people's perception of what they see as a successful person on YouTube. So most people think successful on YouTube means you have 100 million viewers on all of your videos, and you are on TV, or maybe you make a movie like many YouTube celebrities. you see, I use with the inverted commas, YouTube celebrities. So I'm not one of those, you see.
I thought you were. That's why I've come on here.
I'm not
I thought I was in the orbit of a celebrity.
in the orbit.
Yes, I thought I was in your orbit is a phrase you use to describe if you are sort of very close to somebody.
Yes.
Like a moon circling a planet.
Yes.
You are caught in their gravitational pull
Yes.
and are part of their wonderful life.
Well, imagine me. I don't think I have any gravity. I might actually be a black hole.
Well,
I think
I think
black hole is. I'm just a swirling mass of nothing.
well, a black hole is not a swirling mass of nothing, Mr. Duncan.
Well, they don't know.
Well, they do know.
They don't.
They do. It's a massive collapsed star
Yes.
with a huge gravitational pull.
But what's inside it?
Well, they don't know what's inside it.
Nothing.
But they know that, well, nobody knows where it goes because nobody's been inside one.
Okay then.
Because light doesn't escape
No.
from a black hole.
There's certainly
powerful.
there's certainly no light here. So maybe I will stick with my original.
Well, if you were a black hole, I wouldn't want to stand too close to you because I might get absorbed. I might sink into your huge gravitational pull
I might suck you.
and end up in another universe somewhere. Nobody knows where black holes go.
I might suck you into my void.
Ooh, don't like the sound of that, Mr. Duncan. Finland. We've got Hiroko's off to bed. Good night. Sleep tight.
I don't blame you because it's late there.
And we have somebody from Finland, Farah Fahang, from snowy Finland.
Hello, Farah, watching in Finland. There used to be a brand of television that I used to love. There used to be a lovely brand of TV many years ago called Finlandia. And as I understand it, the company was actually based in Finland. So yeah, I used to like their televisions. I like them a lot.
Well, Farah, I have met a very famous conductor that comes from your country, Zachary Oromo. And when I was in a choir in Birmingham, he was our principal conductor for several years. And we even went to Finland. We toured and went to Finland and can't remember what we sung there.
Oh.
But I had a lovely week there in Finland, in the capital. Helsinki, I think, is the capital, I think. Is that right? I think it is.
It wasn't the marriage of Garanti.
You mean Dream of Gerontius? It might have been Dream, but anyway, the fact is, we had a lovely time there. And what made us laugh is we went in February,
Okay.
and it was minus 13, and the locals said that it was a heat wave because normally in February it's a lot colder than that. And we went on a ship through all this broken ice in the sea, and we went to this island, and you'll know the name of it, I'm sure, but it was lovely. I'm sure it's Helsinki is the capital of Finland, and it was a lovely, memorable time.
Good.
And he was a very, very good conductor, and in fact, he's very famous around the world now. So there we go. Something I thought I'd tell you. Actually, it's one of my goals to rejoin that Birmingham choir because it was a fabulous experience. I was there for 7 years, and I'd like to go back.
Yes. Good luck with that.
But the trouble is, we're a long way from Birmingham now, and it takes about an hour and a half to get there.
Again, Steve, I don't know if you've heard, but concert halls, theatres, cinemas, bars, restaurants, clubs,
I do know that,
saunas, massage parlours, brothels, they're all closed. That you have to have social distancing.
I'm in shock, Mr. Duncan. We've got somebody watching from the USA.
Well, why is that?
Jojo Adam.
Hello, Jojo.
We don't get many viewers from the USA.
Hello.
So welcome.
Hello. How are you?
Welcome.
Is it snowing where you are? Because I know across the USA, I can't quite get over Steve's shock there. But,
and what we'd like you to do, we don't know you, but we'd love you to help us to get lots more viewers in the USA. So spread the word out.
Yes.
Mr. Duncan wants 1 million. We need 100,000 new subscribers this year for Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
And the USA would be a fabulous place to get lots of new viewers because you haven't got a big presence there
No.
in terms of your channel. So spread it everywhere, please.
There is a good reason for that. But
Jojo.
you do realise the United States is an English-speaking country, so that might be one of the reasons.
Oh yes, but there's lots of people who teach English in the USA.
Uh-huh.
But maybe we need to learn American English, and then we would be more popular in the USA.
You do realise that English is English. There's only one English language.
I know, but you know what I mean.
So American English is just an accent. It's just accent. So that's what we're talking about, you see. When you talk about American English, unless, of course, it's spelling, if it's spelling, there are some variations. But the English language as a spoken language is the same language wherever you are in the world. I know people are going to disagree and are going to say, Mr. Duncan, you stupid moron. I know you're going to say
Nobody
that.
would say that.
I know some people might. They might, Steve. My mother might be watching.
She would.
Yeah, she
Yes.
would, yeah. So, yes, so there is only one English language, but there are variations of the spelling of certain words and also accents. So even here in the UK, there are many different accents, many different ways in which English is spoken. It doesn't mean that you have a certain type of English. It just means that you have a certain type of accent, which is different. Whew. That took a while. Anyway, thank you for the USA, and thank you for allowing Mr. Steve and myself to sound really desperate.
I'm not saying that, Mr. Duncan.
Please, can you watch me? Please. There we go.
Didn't say that at all, Mr. Duncan. I was just suggesting that would be a good way for you to increase your subscriber level if we could get some.
Please think of the
Well,
children.
that's not going to work if you say that, Mr. Duncan.
Please think of the children. Think of all my children. I have to feed them. I have to give them their Weetabix.
Farah has told us that we can go to Finland and visit her in her house, so thank you very much for that.
Okay, we're on our way.
We're on our way, yes.
We're going now.
We would be, but I think that you've probably banned us from travel to Finland.
Yes, we are. At the moment, Great Britain, or at least Britain, has sort of become a plague island.
A pariah.
No one wants us to travel there at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe it's your fault, Steve. I think Steve must have said something.
A pariah. It means that nobody wants to have anything to do with you. A bit like Mr. Duncan and myself.
Okay.
Are we pariahs, Mr. Duncan?
I don't think so.
Well, you seem to suggest that we might be.
No, that's. I don't remember saying that.
Abbas is in Kurdistan. Well, it's got so many people watching from so many different countries. It always makes me excited. Let's have American accent challenge between Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, says Sean. Yes, that would be funny.
It would be.
That would be funny.
It would also be something that isn't happening.
Well, yes, it would be. It would be funny for us to attempt to teach American English in an accent. What American accent would you adopt, Mr. Duncan?
There isn't American English.
I know. Okay, American accent. Well, there is. There's slight differences, aren't there? But what accent would you adopt, Mr. Duncan, if you were going to pretend to teach English in an American accent?
Which accent would I adopt? Well,
Yes.
I tell you which accent I've always been fascinated by, and that's the New York accent. New York accent.
right.
So New Yorkers have a very particular way of speaking, and they can be very rude and quite abrupt as well. So I think the New York accent, I'm not going to even try to do it. So I'm not going to try it because I know what happens out there. You will all say, oh, you're making fun of our language. I'm not making fun of your accent or language or anything. But I do love the New York accent. And yes, New York people, New Yorkers can be very blunt. Almost to the point of being rude.
Well, so we think. We haven't actually been there.
Well, we haven't been there, but
So
I have been alive for half a century, so
Jaden Moore is also from the US.
Okay.
So that's at least 2 people from the US watching. So that's very good to know. Do we know somebody called Chris Hadfield?
No.
All right. So Partridge is asking, do we know Chris Hadfield? No, we don't.
Who?
Palmyra is making a comment that the UK has declared that Europe is the best friend for England today. Well, yes. I guess that our politicians would want to do that.
What? Well, that doesn't make any sense. We've just spent 4.5 years trying to kick them away from us.
Today we're declaring that we're best friends with Europe, apparently.
Okay.
That's probably... Well, before we came on, I was watching the television
okay, Steve.
Well, I'm not going to tell a long story. Before we came on, I was watching the television and various UK politicians were making statements in the House of Commons about Europe. So I think that's probably a quote from something somebody said.
Well, it's the final vote.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Oh, no, I didn't say you didn't know. I'm telling you.
Well, you cut me off. But
there are people out there, you see, on the internet. Yes, today we're having the final vote in the House of Commons, yes. And will it happen? It looks as if it's going to. That's it, really.
Oh, yes. I mean, blimey, if it doesn't, we're in deep trouble. Anyway, you said you got a lot to do, Mr. Duncan.
I have. I've got a lesson, actually, an excerpt. Well, in fact, I think this is a full lesson, and this is all about the thing we've been talking about today, which is the theme of New Year's resolutions. So we are going to take a look at this short video. It's only 3 minutes, and then we will be back with more Mr. Steve, more Mr. Duncan. We have the sentence game. We have embarrassing photographs, including a picture of Mr. Steve with hair.
You know, the world of English is a fun and exciting place to be. I'm so glad you could join me for another lesson. So, another year has come to an end, and once again a new one has begun. For many people, this time represents an opportunity to make changes. These alterations can be small or big. You might want to make a change in your behaviour. There may be a habit you wish to break, such as smoking or drinking alcohol. Perhaps you want to pursue a change of career. Maybe there is someone you wish to get back in touch with, such as a long-lost friend, or maybe a close relative with whom you have had a row and fallen out with. For many of us, the coming of a new year brings a fresh start. The plans we make for the new year are called resolutions. They are the things you have resolved to change, the changes you plan to make, the habits you wish to stop or break. They are your New Year resolutions. Of course, making resolutions is easy. The hardest part is sticking to them. Many of us find it hard to realise these plans. We have the intention but not the willpower to fully carry them out. The word willpower refers to your inner strength, your determination to carry out your plans. To make the big changes in your life, you really do need lots of willpower. Resolutions are not only made at the beginning of a new year, we may also set goals for ourselves as we celebrate our birthday. Becoming another year older reminds us that life is short, and with the passing of each year, the time left to carry out our plans becomes less and less. Rather like watching the sand slip through an hourglass. Each birthday gives us a much-needed jolt to stop talking and start doing. Of course, the older you get, then the more intense this feeling becomes. Do you ever make New Year resolutions? What were they? Were you able to achieve any of them? Did you fail to carry any of them out? Why do you think that happened? Was it your fault? Whatever your plans are for the future, I hope they all become reality for you. I wish that all your brightest plans will come to fruition. May your resolutions, be they big or small, come true for you. That is all from me for today. Thank you for watching me teaching you. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying, enjoy the year. And of course, ta-ta for now.
And there it was, one of my many lessons. That one all about making New Year's resolutions. Have you made any plans for next year?
And we're back,
We-
Mr. Duncan.
We are back. It gave me a good opportunity to scratch my bum and wiggle my toes. We haven't had a look at my socks today. I go to such a lot of trouble, you see, to show you my socks. Here we go. So this is what I'm wearing on my feet today. Some very colourful ones, Steve. I've gone for colourful socks again.
Like a check pattern.
A lot of people also compliment the trousers that I wear. So they are actually my pyjama trousers. I actually wear those sometimes in bed. Which gives you an idea of what happens to me every Sunday and Wednesday when I'm live on YouTube.
What about Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Well, I suppose it would be fair to say every day of the week. Every day of the week I wear my pyjama bottoms, my pyjama trousers. But then I think everyone is. Everyone is really, aren't they? It's Mr. Duncan, by the way, in case you're wondering what this weird image is on your screen. Mr. Steve, Mr. Duncan, we talk about English and we are doing our final, the last ever English Addict of 2020.
How exciting is that, Mr. Duncan?
But we will be back next year, so I will see you next year. Or should I say next Sunday? So I will be with you on Sunday, and I think that is the third. Is it?
Third, that will be the third. Yes, I know that because I'm back to work on the 4th.
Wow! So the third
Which is
of
the Monday.
the 3rd of January, we will be back with you, 2021. Wow! Amazing. I have some photographs to show you, Steve. Would you like to see a picture of Steve with hair? So these are all embarrassing photographs.
Thank you.
It's all right. I have some of me as well. I have some embarrassing photographs of me. Okay, let's have a look at one of me first. Okay, I don't have to show it, Steve. I can keep it away.
It's fine. It's fine.
Here is a picture of me.
Oh, good grief.
Yes, there you go. Now that's embarrassing. So there I am. That is actually me, by the way. I must have been around 23. No, I think older than that. No, I would have been about 25.
25.
25 or maybe 26. So there I am. So that would have been taken in the early 1990s. Maybe 1993, maybe 1994. So I would have been, yes, around 26 years old. 26. So there I am with my hair. So you can see I have hair there. So it's not just you, Steve, it's me as well. We're both going to humiliate ourselves today. And I have my little earring as well. Do you like my earring as well? I'm wearing an earring in the photograph. Not now. And my hair as well, look at that. I used to spend so much time doing my hair. I used to spend lots of time in the mirror, combing my hair, styling my hair. And my eyes look huge.
You didn't have your glasses on there, Mr. Duncan. I wonder if I'd met you at that point.
Yes,
Right, okay.
yes, this is taken a long time after we met, maybe 3 or 4 years after we met. Yes, so we already knew each other. So this is what I looked like when Mr. Steve met me.
Okay, what's next? Are you going to show a picture of me then? When I had a full head of hair. Yes, that's a good one to show, I think. Yes, the viewers can see what I used to look like, how hirsute I was, and my beautiful mane of jet black long hair.
Okay, so here is a picture of Steve with hair. Oh, yes, that's Sorry, wait there a minute. I think I've got the wrong photograph. That is you, isn't it?
Yes, just a few years ago.
But you have so much hair.
Well, that's what it used to be like. I mean, I used to go to the hairdressers, and they used to say, well, your hair is so thick, Mr. Steve, we can't get the comb through it. That's what they used to say to me, but not anymore, of course. And that picture is interesting because I had just lost one of my front teeth.
You've got very long hair, but one of your teeth is missing.
Yes, well, I've been in a fight. I like to get in fights at the weekend, get drunk, get into brawls in outside pubs, and I can tell you, I mean, I might look bad there, but you should have seen the other bloke. I'm only joking.
I'm stunned by that photograph.
Yes, my tooth fell out.
Anyway, at least we know what Mr. Steve looked like when he had hair, and one of his teeth had been knocked out.
People seem to think you look like a rock band singer, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, me or you? Are you sure it's not that photograph?
No, it's you.
I think it's that photo. But yes, you do look amazing. So another embarrassing photograph, and this is quite a touching one as well, I think. Quite a touching photo, Steve, because it's a picture of me with my mummy. Picture of me and my mummy. But you will notice one thing. You will notice just how thin I was when I was young. Look at that.
There you are, yes, standing outside your mother's home.
Well, my house as well.
Yes.
That's where I was brought up. So that there is the family home. I'm standing outside the front door with my mummy. Oh, my
How old were you there,
How,
Mr. Duncan?
Oh, dear. I must have been about, I think I was around 19.
Right, okay.
Oh, dear. So, yes, that is me. A very skinny, thin Mr. Duncan with my mummy a long time ago. I think that must have been about 1983. Can you believe it?
It's a long time ago. Certainly before we met.
Yes, 1983, I think that is. And there is my mummy looking all lovely. And, oh my goodness, it's upsetting me slightly looking at that, but there you go.
Well, yeah, you put it on.
Thanks for reminding me. But I was so thin there. So people don't believe it, that I'm so thin when I was. Not anymore. Let's just say I've got a lot broader, much broader.
Oh, Tadzika says that that picture you put on reminded her of somebody that she was in love with many years ago.
Which one, though?
Well, there's only been the one of me.
Oh, I see. That one? Sorry. Did you fell in love with someone that looked like that?
Who had very long black hair and a tooth missing. Tadzika, that's very interesting.
Are you sure it wasn't Mr. Steve?
Very funny, says Tadzika.
It might be Mr. Steve because he does get around. He does get about quite a lot.
That's true. It could have been me.
Could have been. Here's another one. Now, Steve, how do you feel about showing that picture?
Well, it's up to you.
Oh, okay.
You see, I haven't seen what Mr. Duncan's been preparing for today, so...
I thought I would show some pictures, but these are embarrassing pictures, just to show that we have a sense of humour and that we don't really care, to be honest, what people think. But, okay, I won't show that one then, because Steve...
What's your decision? It doesn't worry me either way, either way.
So you won't be lying in bed tonight worrying about it?
No, if you want to show it, show it. I mean, it depends on,
I think it's all right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that photograph.
Fine, go on then.
So here's an embarrassing photograph, just to show how embarrassing I can be.
say call it embarrassing.
Really? Are you sure? Oh, well, we have to show the photograph now. Only for 5 seconds, though. Here we go. So here is the photograph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'd already lost my hair. Yours was going. Where were we there? On holiday somewhere?
We were by the sea.
I could see that, but where and when?
I think that was near Plymouth. That was on the south coast of England. And that's it.
Yes, it really was a picture of me.
That was...
my tooth had fallen out, as I say, because I'd been in a fight.
yes.
Not really. And that was a wig. That wasn't really my hair. It was a wig.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
That's exactly what Steve looked like.
Because I have many wigs.
He
No,
had
I
it-
don't.
He had his teeth missing. He had loads of hair though, which made up for it. You see,
It wasn't really my hair.
you keep saying that.
Right, Mr. Duncan, let's teach some English.
Well, we are.
Are we?
You keep saying that we are. Well, this is English. You do realise when we're speaking the English.
Valor says that
This is English coming out of my mouth. You see.
they weren't even born when these pictures were taken.
Thanks.
But it's nice to have young viewers.
Okay, here's another one. Okay, this is the final embarrassing photograph of me. So don't worry, I'm not picking on Steve. I'm picking on me as well. So here's another one, and this is me as a little tiny boy. Would you like to see me as a little tiny boy celebrating
No.
celebrating Christmas? Here we go. Oh, that's me. That's me. That was around maybe, I think, 1970 or maybe 1971. I think that was taken during one of our Christmas parties when all of my family used to come around and we all would get together and have lots of lovely food. And that picture was taken during one of our family reunions. And there I am with hair, looking so happy. You see, the smile is the same smile. Shall I do it? Yeah, see? You can tell.
Beard sort of covers it up.
Yeah. Well, what? Which one? On this photo? On this or that? I don't think I've got a beard there.
How tall are you in metres and centimetres? Do you know?
Over 183. 183.
183.
183.
Lewis has got a grandchild that was as skinny as you are, but is 1 metre 92.
Wow.
When in terms of height, 1 metre 92 means absolutely nothing to Duncan or I.
I know it's tall.
Its feet and inches is how I think even now, even young people growing up now, I think it's still feet and inches for height, isn't it?
Is that
Do you
10?
think?
Is that 10 feet? That's. Is he as tall as a house? I think so. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Some embarrassing photographs. I still think this is my favourite. This is my favourite photograph, I think. Mr. Steve looking gorgeous. So sexy.
Looks like I could be in a rock band.
Yes.
Kiss, says Adoralia.
Yes.
But anyway, please feel free to send us pictures of yourself when you were younger.
Sorry?
I'm talking to the people watching us, Mr. Duncan.
Obviously.
So that we, if you are not too embarrassed, because we see your names every week, but we have no idea what you look like, because some people actually do have pictures by the side. But if I was to click on that picture, what would happen, Mr. Duncan?
You would probably block them.
Okay.
No.
There's
Please-
little thumbnails or icons by the side of people's
Yes.
names. Most people don't have anything. What do you call those? The icons,
The avatar.
the avatars. Most people's are blank, or just have nothing there. But some people do have their pictures there, but we can't see them because they're too small. Well, I can't see them. So we'd love to have pictures of all our regular viewers, wouldn't we, Mr.
Yes.
Duncan?
And if you want, you can keep your clothes on as well if you want.
But we'd love to do that, because then we can see your names every week, but we don't know what you look like. We could have them all up here. And I could go Lewis, oh yes, or I could go Caesar, oh yes, or I could go Alessandra, oh yes. It's nice to put a face to a name, as we say. Put a face to a name. It helps you remember the person. And obviously it's got to be an up-to-date picture. No good as sending an old one, you know, when you were... Well, no, send us one where you look attractive. We want attractive pictures.
So this is what Steve wants, not me, by the way.
Well, it'd be nice to have pictures. Imagine if we could have a wall
Yes.
with everybody's pictures on. You could make that a requirement for anybody subscribing to your channel. They must send you a photograph.
So, this is all starting to sound a little weird.
No,
So-
don't you like the sound of that, Mr. Duncan? What do you
No.
think? Well, I would like to see what people look like. I'd like to know what your viewers look like. All of them.
Okay.
Remember
Anyways,
when I used to do the register? We'd come on and I'd do the register and I'd tick off who was here.
I remember many things you used to do.
And then it became such a long job that we had to give it up.
Yes. For both yourself and the viewers.
How
Here
can
we-
I send pictures, says Farah. Farah wants to send a picture. Thank you, Farah.
You can send it to my email address.
Which is?
It's all the A's, all the W's, hashtag www.com, 444999, and all the other ones as well.
You've just made that up, haven't you?
I did.
If somebody wanted to send you a picture, Mr. Duncan,
Steve,
they could email you, and what email address would they use?
they would use my email address.
Of which I'm sure that at some point you will put up on the screen, and then people will be able to write it down.
Okay, I'm going to do it
Do
now.
it later.
So there it is. Now you have the email address, and also my Facebook page, and also the address for your kind donations. If you want to make a donation to help me
Farah,
pay for my psychiatrist.
Farah wants to send a picture, and so does Valor.
Okay.
So yes,
It's all going
send
on.
us your pictures.
Steve, it's all going on at the top of the Wrekin.
But we won't necessarily
Yeah, okay.
show them unless you give us permission.
Okay.
But I would just like, so if you send a picture to Mr. Duncan and
That
say, this
sounds-
is me,
Okay.
then you also at the same time say, because Mr. Duncan might want to show what you look like, but if you don't want Mr. Duncan to do that, say, but please don't show my picture, just keep it for yourself.
So what are we doing with these
Well,
photographs?
I want to see what people look like. I want to have a board up here in front of me with everybody's, all our regular community, everyone's name, and a picture underneath. And so I could say, oh yes.
This sounds...
Because sometimes we don't know. What I find difficult is we don't know whether people are men or women, boys or girls, because sometimes you can't tell from the name.
Well, why is it important?
Well, because I want to know. I just want to know. I want to get involved, deeply involved with your viewers, Mr. Duncan. I want to know what they look like,
So this
where
is,
they live,
This is so creepy.
just the country.
Anyway, it's all going on at the top of the Wrekin. Look at the Wrekin at the moment, Steve. So that is now a live view. You can see there are lots of people at the top of the Wrekin. They're skiing. They've got their skis and they're
Skis and
skiing.
Sledding.
Yeah, so it's great. So that's the Wrekin right now. So it isn't recorded. That's now. Right now, there are lots of people enjoying the lovely snow at the top of the hill, not very far away from where I live. Isn't that great? They're all having lots of fun in the snow. Very nice. We have the sentence game coming up in a moment, because I think a lot of people are waiting for the sentence game. We have another...
We know at least one person that is.
Who's that? Your mum?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. Somebody who's very good at the sentence game.
Ah,
And I know is on because I saw a comment earlier.
yes.
I'm talking about Tomek, of course.
Okay.
But I'm sure Tomek is still there. He's just waiting for the
then.
magic word, sentence game.
Yes.
And Yes, Marietta, send us some pictures. And we just want to... I just want to know what you look like.
I just find it creepy.
It's not creepy. Everybody knows what we look like. I just want to know what somebody looks like. What's
Hi
wrong with
there.
that, Mr. Duncan?
Hi. I want to see what you look like.
Well, that's creepy, yes.
Please send me your photograph.
I don't want a naked photograph. I just want like a headshot. What do you look like? A headshot? I'm not talking about a full body, in your swimming costume. I'm just talking about, a face shot.
What?
Because I just want to see what people look like. What's wrong with that, Mr. Duncan? There's nothing creepy about that.
I didn't know what you meant by face shot.
Yeah, a face shot.
Okay.
Oh, you're such to make things rude, Mr. Duncan.
I don't know. It's just
Yes, Valentine, I agree with you, and we will get to know each other better. And yes, because I'd like to say, oh, hello. Putting a face to a name. Come on, Mr. Duncan, run with it. This is how you'll get to 1 million subscribers.
What if they send photographs of other people that aren't them?
Well, yeah.
And they pretend, but we won't know.
Well, we won't know, but we'll assume. Not everybody would do that. Say 1 in 100 people might do that.
Well, that's one too many.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because, it doesn't matter.
This is turning into some sort of weird sort of app like Tinder or Grindr.
Well, Valora's just said that. It's not a dating thing. I just want to see what people look like.
So
what do they look like?
Steve,
Put a face to a name.
Steve is going to be very busy over the next few days.
Headshots only.
Swiping left. I think there's going to be a lot of swiping left.
What's that, Mr. Duncan?
Well, you must know what that is. You're an
No.
adult. You're a grown man.
Why would I swipe left?
Well, oh, okay. You might swipe right, or
To
even
do what?
or even click.
Well, I just thought, trust you, Mr. Duncan, to turn something quite innocent into something rude.
Send me your photographs. There's
Yeah, just a headshot. Just want to see what people look like.
It's
That's
so-
all.
it's
And
such
then
an-
we can show it.
There are many YouTubers, by the way, who have left YouTube for doing a similar thing.
I'm sure they don't just. I'm sure that wasn't to do with just having somebody's photograph,
Okay.
like a passport
Okay,
photograph.
like the one I showed earlier of me.
Just a passport photograph. That's
Okay.
all. Anyway, let's move on, Mr. Duncan.
Send a photograph of yourself, your face, hopefully smiling as well.
Only if you want to. It was just a suggestion.
If not, you
But
could.
you could have just said, yes, what a good idea, Mr. Duncan. Wouldn't that be nice to see what our lovely viewers look like? And then moved on to another subject. But no, Mr. Duncan has to turn it into something rude and something wrong. Anyway, sentence game, Mr. Duncan.
No, please send your photographs in. Smiling, hopefully smiling with a smile on your face. Hopefully all of your teeth, unlike Mr. Steve. And we look forward to seeing them. Maybe Mr. Steve.
I mean, if you want to.
Yes, if you want to. Well, you don't have to. We're not forcing you to do it. Or if you don't want to send your photograph, just send one of a complete stranger.
Yes, we don't want embarrassing photos,
Yes.
Mike. We just want, we don't want it. It's just be an idea. I just want to know what people look like.
Okay.
Everybody knows what we look like, but I don't know what Valentina looks like, for example, or Nishan, or Diana.
A lot
or
of people.
Raphael,
A lot of people.
Alessandra.
Oh, a lot of people are trying to forget what we look like. They're trying to get the image out of their brain. Anyway, it's time to play the sentence game. Would you like to play the sentence game? Let's play the sentence game, shall we? Right now. Okay. Please send your photographs. We want to see your face.
Tomek is working hard. Can I talk?
Yes.
Tomek is working hard to provide for his family right now,
Okay.
but he will try to juggle his tasks with the sentence game.
I want to know what you're doing now. I mean, you should never say things like that to me. You should never say something that makes me curious, because now I want to know what it is you're actually doing.
Maybe cooking,
Could you s-
cleaning, maybe.
Could you send me a photograph of you doing that thing? Because I want to see it. I'm just Steve. It's Steve's fault. I want to see all of your photographs now. Can you show me your photographs, your family photographs, maybe your holiday photographs, maybe photographs of your pets? I want to see everything. If there's a nice tree in your garden, please send me a photograph of the tree that's in the corner of your garden. So all of them. Please just send me lots and lots of photographs, and I look forward to spending the next few days going through them all.
You can just forward them to me, Mr. Duncan, and I will sort them out. Right, come on. Chop, chop. It's only 20 minutes.
I could talk about this all day. Oh, it's so interesting. It's very interesting. Here we go then, the sentence game. The rules are very simple, Steve. No, the rules are very simple, Steve. 2021 is coming. Are you excited?
Mr. Duncan just wants to survive.
I just want to live until 2022. It's not easy to say that. 2022. Oh, well.
Well, let's get 2021 out of the way
Yeah.
first.
Let's get 2020 out of the way. Anything could happen. I know it's only tomorrow. It's only one day left of 2020, but anything could happen. Who knows this year? For goodness sake, it's been a crazy one. It really has. Here we go then, the sentence game. I'm just trying to find it, you see, because I have to press this button here. Bing! There it is. The sentence game, random words, but we are talking about expressions. So all of these sentences are types of expression. Expressions, phrases that we often use when we want to express ourselves clearly. The random word sentence game.
So it could be no particular subject, just could be anything.
Yeah, so random words, but they are all linked to phrases or sayings. Things that people say if they want to make something clear as a meaning. Here we go. Here's the first one then, Steve. Sometimes you must something the something by the something.
What are the missing words?
So what are the missing words? We have T, 4 letters, B, 4 letters, and H, 5 letters. Sometimes you must something the something by the something. A well-known expression as well, and we often use this in English. If you have to do something that you don't really want to, something you are reluctant to do, but you still have to do it. You have no choice.
Yes, Alexandra, if you want to send a video, send a video. And Sam says, how about I send you a photograph of me next to the Palace Theatre? Yes. Palace Theatre, whereabouts is that?
If I ever go there. The Palace Theatre is in London.
If that's the one I'm thinking
The
about.
Palace Theatre. That is where Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was showing, but now it's not showing because all the theatres are closed. But maybe next year you'll get a chance to do that. How are we doing, Steve, with the sentence game?
Oh, somebody's
Valentina.
very quick off the mark.
Valentina, well done. Valentina. I think Valentina has been eating her donuts. And that's where all that brain energy is coming from. So well done, Valentina. Yes, you are pretty close. I think so. Very good. Anybody else?
Yes, Marietta's got it.
Mosen as well. Mosen. Well done, Mosen.
Tomek says, due to GDPR, I cannot send you any pictures at the moment capturing what I'm doing.
Oh.
Yes. Well,
What is GDPR?
oh, that's all to do with the... I don't know what it stands for, but it's to do with people's privacy.
Government.
It's the private privacy rules.
Oh, see, I mean, I'm interested now. I want to know what... General disclosure.
I think it's data protection, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe general data protection rules, something like that. It's to do with privacy of
Yes.
information.
Because I believe that Europe, because Europe now have these new laws that have recently come into effect, where you can't do certain things over the internet because of privacy rules. So I'm not sure if Brexit happens, well, it's going to happen the day after tomorrow. Will that change those rules, I wonder? So yes, this is all to do with private information, but it's up to you, really.
Well, I mean, with us at work, we've got to be very careful. You can't. There are strict rules now on how long you can keep data on people. For example, I can't send an email to a customer unless they have already given me permission to do so, and that permission only lasts 2 years, and then I have to get that permission all over again.
Okay, then.
That's one of the...
So we are playing the sentence game.
We are, and have we got an answer? We have
Yes, we've got several.
several correct answers, and the first correct answer was
Valentina. Well done. We've had quite a few now. Yes. Mustafa. Thank you very much. When you see the answer, it is always as easy as pie. I think so. Yes, you are right. So let's have a look at the answer. Shall we have Mr. Steve on the toilet, or shall we have Mr. Cockerell? I think to save Mr. Steve's embarrassment, we will have Mr. Cockerell. Mr. Cockerell, it's so good to see you back with your lovely song.
Time's up. What's the answer?
The answer to today's first mystery sentence game, take bull horns.
There we go.
Sometimes you must take the bull by the horns. You must do something sometimes. Sometimes you have to do things you don't really want to do. Maybe you have to tell a person something. Maybe you have to own up or admit something that you've done. You have to take the bull by the horns and do it, even though you don't want to. You really wish you didn't have to do it. But sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns.
Yes, it just means you have to just get on and do something that's difficult. There's an alternative here. Mike says, I thought sometimes you can say take the bear by the hands.
Oh, okay.
That would work. The words fit.
Yes.
Take the bear by the hands.
Interesting.
Yes. Because you take the bull by the horns or the bear by the hands, it means you're really going to start getting in and doing something difficult.
I must admit, I've never taken a bear by the hands, ever.
I've never met a bear. Not in the wild, anyway.
Not in the wild.
Okay. We could go in all sorts of directions with that comment.
That could take us into places that
Yes.
we
What's the next one then? Let's move on quickly.
We could
The
never
next sentence game.
we could never come back if we went there. Here we go. Here's another one, Steve. Another sentence game. Oh, by the way, we've got a huge one coming later. The biggest sentence game ever, Steve, coming up later.
When you say later, sometime within the next 15 minutes.
Well, that's later, isn't it? It's not previously.
Well, when you say later, it means sort of half an hour, an hour's time.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can something a something to something, but you can't something it something.
Oh, this is an idiom, isn't it, Mr. Duncan?
They're all phrases, yes. I think I've
Yes.
already said that. Yes, they're phrases, expressions, things that people say, and things that normally have a very deep meaning. Because we did this last week as well. We had one or two phrases last week, and I thought it was quite a good one to do. So we have L, the letter L, 4 letters, H, 5 letters, W, 5 letters, M for mother, 4 letters, and D for delicious Duncan, 5.
Tomek's given us the answer to GDPR. It stands for General Data Protection Regulation.
Regulations.
Came into force in their country a year ago, and smiley face. He says it's It's about my customers, not about me.
Yes.
So yes, Tomek, are you in sales as well? Similar to me, you've got to be very. We've had this GDPR now for about 2 years, and it's a bit of a pain, as I'm sure you would agree. I mean, it's got obviously a good. It's coming from a good place, so that you can't just send junk mail to your customers constantly. But yes, so you probably understand what I mean about having to get prior permission with customers before you can send them information.
You know the big pain nowadays is when you go to a website that you've never used before, and you always have to go for that agreement for the ads.
That's a similar thing.
Oh, it's such a pain in the neck. It's such a pain in the neck. You go to a website and then suddenly this thing comes up, and then you have to say, do you want ads to appear? And then all of the different types of ads, the advertising. So you have to go through and click off, no, off. And then you have to submit. And then eventually you get to the website that you want to actually look at. It might be a news item or something. It takes ages nowadays because of this privacy law. Privacy. Who needs privacy? We should all be allowed to look at everyone's information, whatever it is. As I always say, if you have nothing to hide, if you've done nothing wrong, then you should not be worried. Oh, controversial.
Well, but you don't want to get unsolicited emails constantly selling you stuff. That's what it's about, really.
I still do.
Well, that's what the GDPR is about. So your customers can't just constantly be sent stuff. Palmyra says in Canada, bears are wandering around freely.
Yes, we get quite a few bears in London.
They're not just in the pubs. This is Canada, yes.
Especially around Old Compton Street.
My granddaughter met a bear in Canada. Do you meet a bear? I think that could be the slightly wrong expression.
I think Mr. Steve is not a bear. I think Steve is more like
Did you shake hands? Did your granddaughter shake hands and say, hello, how do you do?
Steve is
Mr. Bear.
Steve is a seal.
I'm only joking.
Steve is a sea lion.
I'm only joking.
What? We're playing the sentence game, by the way. You can something a something to something, but you can't something it something.
Well, we have got a correct answer.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was Valor. No, it was
Saturino.
Yeah, Eunice actually.
Oh, okay then.
Eunice was the first one to get it completely right.
Eunice was the first one, and also we have Valor. Valor came before.
Valor with nearly got it right.
Oh yes,
and
nearly.
I think it probably helped other people to get it right. But yes,
yes.
Vitas has got it right.
So well done, Sidra. Also Saturino, Valor, Irene, and I think also Vitas as well.
Lewis got it as well.
Eunice, well done. Well done. Yes, I will give you the answer. Mr. Cockerell, where are you? Here is the answer to today's second sentence game. Well done to those who got it right. Bing! You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So this particular phrase means you can give advice to someone, but it doesn't mean that they will listen to you. It doesn't mean that they will take your advice. They might just ignore your advice. So you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. So you can give advice, but it doesn't mean that the other person is going to accept the advice.
Or act on it. So somebody might be struggling to do something, and you say, well, this is the best way to do it. I think you should do it this way. But they just ignore it and don't do it anyway.
Yes.
In Arabic countries, Palmyra says that they say, instead of horse, they say camel.
Pretty good. I like that.
Yes. You don't have to apologise, Valor. This is all a learning experience for all of us.
For all of us, including us. It certainly taught me a lesson. Oh, we're still playing the sentence game, by the way. It's gone off the screen. There it is.
Dark outside.
It's starting to go dark, but everyone still is. People are still playing up the Wrekin. Look, Steve, they're still there. People are still there. Can you believe it? It must be freezing. They must be so cold on the Wrekin.
Are they different people? This is a live shot, isn't it?
This is live. This is now.
Yes.
So this is actually now. And lots of people are gathering together. Did you know, Steve, that on New Year's Day, lots of people go up to the top of the Wrekin to see in the new year? So not New Year's Eve, but the day itself. So on the 1st of January, lots of people will take a trip to this place and they will all climb up there and spend some time at the top of the hill. It's true. Sentence game, we have another one. Oh, I think this is a big one. Oh, this is oh, I like this one. Steve, wait till you see this.
We might need Tomek to stop doing his chores or whatever he's doing to support his
Come
family.
on, Tomek, whatever you're
I'd
doing.
still like to know what you are doing.
Yes.
I'd like to know what it is that you're doing with your family at the moment, but also finding the time to watch us at the same time. So thank you very much. That's wonderful.
I wonder what Tomek is doing.
Farah has sent us some pictures.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
You know,
Farah's the first to send us some pictures.
I'm really wondering what I'm going to receive.
Well, you can send them to me. I'll vet them for you.
Yes.
Right, lovely. So what is this extremely long, record-breaking sentence game?
Okay. It might take me the next 5 minutes just to say it. So here it is, today's final sentence game, and it's very big. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six missing words. It is better to be something a something than to something your something and something all something. It is a great expression. This is one of my favourite expressions. I love this expression. I remember years ago I was working with a chap. I was working with a man. His name was Morris. And he once used this expression, and I'd never heard it before. It was the first time I'd heard it. And I thought it was such a good expression, and I've always remembered it since then. It is better to be something a something than to something your something and something all something. It is an expression, by the way. It's a great one. I love this. I wonder if anyone will get this right. I wonder.
I think I know what it is, Mr. Duncan.
Okay, then. Good. Well, unfortunately, you are not allowed to take part by being here, actually here on the live stream. Alessandra.
No, Alessandra is answering a question that Lewis asked.
Oh, I see. Everyone's talking about food again.
Can you give us a tip for a good Italian wine? Alessandra says it depends what you're eating with it.
Yes. A nice red or a lovely sweet white. I sound like I know what I'm talking about there. Does it have a nice body? Does it have a nice... What's the other word?
I'm hoping to be able to say that when I get all the pictures from...
Does it have a nice bouquet? Bouquet. So when we smell wine, the smell, we talk about the bouquet, the smell from the wine. That's it. That's my knowledge of wine, all of it. Where is that bus?
So far, it's very quiet. Raphael.
Oh, yes. It looks like we've got two. In fact, we've got two coming up. Vadim as well. Well done to Vadim and also Raphael. Well done. My goodness. You've got it right, yes. Raphael and Vadim, congratulations. You have got the sentence came correct.
Thank you, Algis or Algis, for thanking me about the Christmas songs. Thank you very much. I did enjoy doing them.
We have Gigi Kane also gives us the correct answer. I love this expression. This is a great expression. So this is all about saying things or saying something that might make you appear foolish. Sometimes it is better to say nothing than to say something that you don't really know about. I do that quite often. Here we go. What's that?
Tomek works in customer service.
Oh, okay.
I've joined the management team recently. We work for a big client from the US.
Okay.
So yes, GDPR is going to be key.
Yes.
So I'm sort of customer services as well
You are.
as sales, bit of both.
Lots of customer, but very little service.
That's the company's fault.
Here we go, Steve. We've got to go now. It's time to go. That's it.
Well,
It's-
well done to who was first with this one?
Yes, we had
Raphael.
and also we had Vadim as well. Congratulations to you. Here's the answer coming up now, and then we've got to go. That's it. We've done our 2 hours. We've done our 2 hours probation. So our sentences will be reduced by around 3 or 4 years. It was my crime of passion, you see. I'm still paying the price for it. What? Here it is then. It's a long one, and also the answer is quite big as well. It is better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. I love that. That is my most favourite expression. I love it. Sometimes you can say something. Sometimes you can pretend to know something or just say anything. And the effect of saying that can have a big impression or make an impression on another person. So sometimes it is better to say nothing. Sometimes it is better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. I love
Yes,
that.
because people might think, oh, I think he's a bit of an idiot. But then you say something that is stupid,
Yeah.
and then, which I do all the time, and then people think, oh, yeah, I thought he was an idiot, and he is.
Yes. So you are removing all doubt. I love that. I think that is an interesting. Valor says, I dislike this sentence. Oh. But we all say silly things. I don't think it's really a personal attack on anyone. But
It's what it's really saying is, when you say something,
think.
think first. Think first before you say something, so that you don't come out with something
Yes.
foolish
Yes.
or silly.
Think before you speak.
Yes, don't just necessarily say what's coming out of your mouth,
Yes.
what's in your head. Think about it first, and then people will think you're intelligent.
Yes.
And maybe that could be the case with when you're learning English.
Yes. Maybe sometimes saying nothing can make you more mysterious. You are more of a mystery.
Yes, it's just saying, think before you open your mouth.
Yes.
And don't say anything. It's like, for example, if I went up to a lady who had a big bump here,
Well, we can't see.
a big sort of bump here.
You mean where her stomach is?
Yes, and I went out and said, congratulations, when's the baby due? And then I might get a smack round the face if in fact that particular person was in fact not pregnant but just slightly overweight. So, that would be a classic example of thinking first. Maybe I should say, nothing. Maybe I should say nothing.
Just say nothing.
And just say, hello, how are you?
There's not much you can say really other than that.
Yes.
Because if you said, oh, hello, I see you're looking rather fat these days, that will definitely get you a slap around the face.
Like, for example, a neighbour, we won't say who, said the other day to you, she was walking her dog, and said, Mr. Duncan. Well, she didn't say Mr. Duncan. But,
No, nobody says Mr. Duncan except for you.
you look hairier than my dog.
No, that's not what she said.
I thought she
She
did.
said my dog is very hairy. She said just like Duncan's face.
I thought she said you looked hairy. But anyway, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, just think before you say something, because sometimes you need to think before you say something so that you don't look silly.
Picking on me.
We didn't find out what Tomek was doing.
Well, we're not going to, are we? Really?
We did ask, but never mind. He's obviously very busy.
It's private.
Very busy.
It's a private thing, I think.
Well, I mean, just cooking, cleaning. Just wanted to know.
Well, that's it, Steve. We do have to. It would appear that Steve just wants to stay here.
Ooh, Lewis, Bordeaux. Yes, somebody asked us earlier what type of wine do we like. We like Merlot, but I like Bordeaux. A nice, rich, fruity red wine.
Yes, or a bit of claret.
Yes.
We had some lovely claret last year.
Did we?
When we went to Paris. Yes, we sampled lots of different wines. Do you remember? We went to a wine tasting, and they had lots of different wines there, and one was a claret, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Claret.
Oh, that was in
Oh, that was in Portugal.
That was in Portugal.
Yes.
And I don't think it was that, but never mind. Yeah, here we go. Yes, yeah, you're using as an example of the. It's better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. So pretend that you're a wine expert and then come out with something that makes you look silly. You see.
Well, claret isn't wine.
Well, it is, yes, but I
I think you might be the one opening your mouth.
But don't make comments about things just because you want to make out what
But
it is.
I didn't-
I do that all the time.
But I wasn't making out anything. I said earlier I know nothing about wine.
Anyway,
People, if you say that you know nothing about it, you can say anything you want afterwards. See, that's what you do. So you can say stupid things, but you can warn people before that point that you're stupid. You see, so that's what I said. I know nothing about wine, and then I can say anything that I want about wine. You see, it's a good tip. That is, by the way.
well, I'm going to say Happy New Year
Yes,
to everybody.
let's
because
hope.
It's the last chance we'll get to say Happy New Year because we're not on New Year's Eve.
No,
We're not on until after New Year. So Happy New Year to everybody. I'll go and put the kettle on and see you all next Sunday.
next Sunday. We're back on Sunday, which is the 3rd of January 2021. Incredible.
Bye-bye and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, he's in such a hurry to go. I was going to fade Steve out then, but he just dashed off like Santa's reindeer. There is the view. There are still some people on top of the hill. I can't believe it. So that is what the view is right now from my studio window. There are people up there at the top playing in the snow. They must be absolutely freezing cold. Thank you very much for your company today. Yes, it feels very strange, by the way, being here on Wednesday, but I will be back with you on Sunday. So the next live stream will be Sunday, the 3rd of January 2021. It feels really strange saying that. Can I wish you a super duper Happy New Year? I hope wherever you are, you spend it with someone you love, or you could FaceTime or Zoom or Skype with your loved ones during that special moment, even though I have a feeling that the internet might all melt as everyone is trying to communicate with each other at midnight. So we will see what happens. Have a super duper Happy New Year. I will give you a few moments to say your goodbyes to each other as well. See you on Sunday. It's still the same time, 2 p.m. UK time. Sunday, the 3rd of January. I will see you later. Happy New Year. Have a super duper New Year. Have a super duper time, whatever you are doing. Let's hope that 2021 is a little better than 2020. And of course, until the next time we meet here on YouTube, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Happy New Year, everyone. Ta-ta for now.
I'm a big boy now.